If you're like me, you've tried a bunch of diets where you've changed up your eating habits and initially you've lost weight. Then you've plateaued and then eventually you put the weight back on. There's a good reason why 99% of the diets that require you to cut your calories end up in failure. Now, I was super frustrated and truthfully, I felt like I was kind of broken and that my body was just different than other people's until I figured out a way where I could not only get the results, but I could keep them. My skin health is now better. I have clearer skin. I'm sleeping better. I'm working better. My mental health is way better. I'm able to lose weight and keep it off. And the best thing is my blood sugar, my insulin levels, all my hormones are regulated and where they need to be. In order for you to understand exactly how this works, you need to have a basic understanding of BMR, which stands for basal metabolic rate. If you're like me, you think that some people have fast metabolisms and other people have slow ones, or at least that's how I used to think. I thought that it was unfair that I could eat the exact same foods that the rest of my buddies in high school were eating, but I would get fat and they wouldn't. But there's a lot more to our basal metabolic rate than just genetics. In fact, our basal metabolic rate can increase or decrease by as much as 50%, depending on our caloric intake, as well as our breathing and our energy expenditure. What that means is when you go on a caloric restrictive diet and you cut your calories, eventually your body cuts its calorie burning. So when we eat fewer calories, our body starts burning fewer calories and we get stuck. We have a plateau. Eventually we get frustrated and we say, screw this new diet, and we start eating like we used to. Only now our body's burning fewer calories than it used to. So we gain weight. We gain back all the weight we lose and usually put on a few more pounds. If you repeat this cycle over and over again, your basal metabolic rate drops lower and lower and lower, and you're left feeling more and more broken. Believe me, I've been there. The nice thing about intermittent fasting is you actually don't really need to cut your calories at all. You're not changing how much you eat, you're changing the frequency of when you eat. And we now have the benefit of several clinical studies where they show that fasting increases noradrenaline, a hormone that helps you actually boost your metabolic rate over time instead of slowing it down. The study showed that intermittent fasting changed the entire body. The brain had improved cognition. The blood had elevated ketone levels. It was burning more fat. The body was burning more fat than it was before. Glucose and insulin levels, leptin levels were all down. Insulin sensitivity in the muscles was up. There was enhanced efficiency and endurance in the muscles. The organs all started functioning better. Now with my intermittent fasting, I've only lost about a half a pound to a pound and a half per week. It's not as sexy as the other diets, but it's been consistent.